Hi guys, I just wanted to talk a little bit today about Midori and reasons why I haven't bought one. And a few people have asked me about this, and I've talked to other people about Midoris, and yeah, I just wanted to share my reasons as to why I haven't bought a Midori. And I would really like you, please, to watch to the end before you make any comments, because I just want to make sure that you've listened to all of my reasons before you do. So the very first reason that I didn't want to get a Midori, haven't got a Midori, is the size. And I know that Midori Travellers Notebook comes in one size, and then you've got the field notes. I have to admit I didn't necessarily do loads of research on it, but with the Midori Travellers Notebook, I don't like the look of the size. For me it looks too narrow, and I love an A5 or bigger. A5 is my preferred size, and you know, that kind of like the thinness of it, I was a bit like, well, how would I do that? How would I journal in there? You know, that kind of stuff. So I was a bit put off by the size. I know a lot of people have made faux dories in A5, so I knew that that was an option, but you know, for the Traveller's Notebook I wasn't so keen on the size. Number two, I don't feel that I need a journal to be transportable. I don't tend to journal much outside of the house. If I do, it's when we're on holiday, and taking a bigger journal is usually either okay and fine to do that, or I don't tend to do that much journaling when I'm on holiday anyway, because I'm busy doing holiday type things. It's just kind of like, yeah, so I don't necessarily need my journal to be a transportable, you know, out of the house kind of size. The third reason, for me, yes, you have the cover, which is really very nice, but then inside, from what I've seen, the notebooks seem to be quite thin and flimsy, and I was kind of a bit like, well, if you're needing to use smaller but many notebooks, what do you do with them when you finish with them? Do you bind them all together to make one journal? Like, you know, you use each little notebook as a signature to make a journal, or what do you do with all the notebooks that you had in your Midori? Number four, I like changing covers, and I like changing journals quite a lot. I like changing the cover. I sometimes feel like a new journal motivates me to journal, and I wasn't sure, I don't know, I can't decide whether I would like to keep the same cover for a long time or quite a while or whatever. So, you know what I mean, because I make, you know, I like changing my covers and stuff, really. So that was the fourth reason. The fifth reason is the price. And if you buy the Midori Travellers Notebook as the brand name, it's quite pricey, and you can buy leather, or you know, you could do a faux dory. But so the main reason has been that, you know, the price, really. And then my sixth reason is that everybody already has one, and it's difficult for me because I'm very often late to the party. I don't necessarily join at the same time as everyone else does. I kind of tend to join when everybody else has already been there, done that, and I kind of catch the tail end, or you know, something like that. So I'm at that point now where am I at the end of the party? You know, have I joined at the wrong hour, or am I going to join at the wrong hour? Everyone else has got one, so I don't necessarily want to follow the herd and be the same as everyone else. And yeah, so those are my reasons for not getting a Midori. Okay, right, okay, so genuinely, those have been and were my reasons for not getting a Midori. That being said, I have it. I've got one. Well, it's not a Midori, it's a faux Dory, and I bought it off of eBay from a lady in oh, can't remember. So I bought it off of a lady on eBay. It's a faux Dory, and she's here, and I'm still getting grips with it. I'm going back and I'm rewatching all of Pocket Full of Vintage's videos, rewatching all of Romany's Realm videos, Vicky B's videos, and the Raven Inks videos. I'm kind of going back over their videos to kind of look at their Midoris and their setup and everything, because I watched them when they first did them, but I was a bit like, yeah, I don't have a Midori. No, I don't want a Midori. I don't need a Midori. Nah. But now I have a Midori or a faux Dory. So yes, the leather is really smooth and really nice. It's already got a few nicks and scratches on it. I'm trying to be okay with that. I know a lot of people would say, oh, it's all part of the wearing and the aging and it's lovely, but the OCD part of my brain is like, oh, I've scratched it. So I'm trying to be okay with that. I do like it. The vegetarian in me is kind of a bit like, oh, it smells of leather. So we'll see. I'm not so sure about the floppiness of the cover yet, I have to admit, because I keep catching the cover and I keep finding that it's like being bent over. That's a great sound, isn't it? I love that. So I'm not sure about the floppiness of the cover yet. Time will tell whether I like it. I haven't put my band on properly yet because I'm going to find a charm to put on there, because everyone else has got a charm, I want a charm. So I haven't put my elastic on yet. I'm going to put a charm on. So I move that to one side. I'm still getting used to the elasticness of the innards, because that seems really strong, and I've kind of broken my paper there where the elastic's been quite strong. I mean, I've got 2.5 notebooks in there. It came with 3 notebooks. I've taken one out and reduced it in size. I took some of the pages out and then put it back in. So I'm still kind of getting used to that, which was another thing. I see all these Midoris that are really, really chunky, and mine hasn't got that much in it yet, but the cover's already getting smaller than the notebooks. So I don't know if that's going to bother me. It probably doesn't bother you guys. I don't know whether it's bothering me yet or not. So we'll see. Look, at the end of the day, it's a brand new journal, and I think it takes a while for you to move into something and get it to how you like it and make it feel your own and part of who you are. What else did I say I didn't like? Size. Well, I'm okay with the size, actually. I thought it was going to be a lot narrower. The trouble is, sometimes when you're watching YouTube videos and stuff, you can't always get a sense of size, and to me they just always looked super thin and super narrow, and I'm getting used to that, and I've kind of gone ahead and I've been journaling and I've stuck some photos in there, and I've also done a bit of doodling in there, so yeah, the size there we go, guys. So the size hasn't necessarily affected me, and I know if you wanted to do something, you've got a double spread there, you could do something. So the size hasn't affected me too much. I like the paper that came in it. It's like a creamy colour. It's not bad quality at all, so I quite like that. But obviously I know that you can change the paper and the notebooks in there. I've already made myself, I didn't watch any tutorials, I just bumbled ahead and made something myself. I used some scrapbook paper and I made a folder just to house some photos and some washi tapes in there. So I made that. I just kind of randomly went with it without watching any tutorials or anything. So yeah, I've got one notebook in there. So I've got my folder, and then I've got one notebook in there which is just my journal. I've migrated, I talked before about having my no pressure journal, and I've migrated that into there, which is one of the reasons. It's Romany's fault, I blame you. On that video she said, why didn't you get a Midori? A Midori is something that I've been thinking about for a while, because I've loved watching Pocket Full of Vintage's videos and Romany's videos on them. And as I say, I just didn't necessarily want to like follow the herd or follow the crowd. I wanted to be a bit different. But now I've got one, I can totally see why they love it. And I would definitely look at making an A5 one as well. I'd definitely look at doing that. But I just thought, by the time I bought the leather I was looking at was £10, and then by the time you've got the elastics and everything, this entire setup was £15. So I thought I might as well just buy one. I didn't really know what I'm doing, because I mean, I know there's tutorials out there, but I thought the raw materials are going to be the same price as buying a Fodori, so I thought I might as well just buy one ready to go. So yeah, I can see why people have loved them. I almost love, I like it and I almost love it. I just need to spend a bit more time and work with it for a while and see how our relationship's going to be. I said that I didn't need a journal to be transportable, and now I've got this, I'm thinking, oh, that's a really transportable size. I could just go and sit by the lake and take my journal with me. I live near a lake. Well, if you don't know, I live by a lake. The lake is at the end of my road, and it's a massive lake. And I've never done it before, but I'm now like, oh, I could go and take this journal down and sit by the lake and journal by the lake. I might, that must say that I love it. I'm probably smitten. So there we go. So the first notebook I've got in there is my no pressure journal, more just my journal or whatever, and I'm just gonna play with it and do whatever and see how it goes. I then have that third notebook in there, which has got this cover. As I said, I took some of the pages out. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I had an idea for it, and now I'm sort of changed my mind. And then this last notebook, I've just started writing some notes on books, like a book that I'm reading. Because if you watched my Q&A video, I said that before I was just recording my notes on books for my book reviews on my other channel in on just scrap bits of paper. So now I've got them in here because this is now transportable and going around the house with me. That means I love it. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to just introduce you to my Midori, because you're probably going to see it pop up maybe. I've held off posting any photos on Instagram of it because I wanted to kind of introduce you guys to it properly in a video. But now I've shown you all, I can start posting photos and stuff. And yeah, so I do like it. I do like it. This was on the side the other day, and Mr. B kind of like looked at it and then kind of went off. And I was like, then I saw him and he came back past, he was like, is that new? I said, no, because, yeah. I said, no, I've always had that. He was like, are you sure? And I said, yeah. And he was like, So he doesn't believe me, but, not that he minds. He's just like, not that he minds at all, because he too is a journaler, and he did a video on his journals, and I'll link that below if you haven't seen it and you're interested in his journals. And I secretly think he might have been coveting this for himself. So I'm actually thinking about buying him one for Christmas. His birthday's coming up in August, but we've already got plans for that. So I'm thinking about getting him one for Christmas. And his dad is also a journaler, so I'm also thinking about getting his dad one for Christmas. So, because I think they would like one, because they're bigger journalers. So yeah, there we go. I just wanted to introduce my new Midori and just sort of tell you the reasons why I hadn't got one. And I now know that a lot of my reasons were silly, and that you shouldn't judge something until you've tried it. That's, you know, that's true. That is true. And I thought for a long while that a Midori wasn't going to be for me, and that I didn't need it in my life. And now I know that there would be and is a place for the Midori in my life. So I guess if you're feeling kind of the same way, then perhaps, you know, perhaps maybe think about that don't judge it until you've tried it. And if you've got a slight interest or curiosity about it, then maybe give it a go. As I say, you know, you've got to see what works for you, but you know, this so far seems to be working for me. I shall always have my big old art journal for kind of doing massive things or whatever in, because that's a big part of my life. But yeah, I'm really liking this. I am really liking it. Do I get the Faux-Benici or the Hobonichi next? That's another thing, like the Midori, that I've kind of been, do I, don't I? But now everyone else has got one, and if I get one, it looks like I'm following everybody else. And I very often journal every day, but I don't always journal every day. Oh my gosh, decisions. Who knows, I'll probably end up with a Hobonichi or a Faux-Benici at some point, because I'm watching everybody's videos and I am liking them. So there we go. That's the introduction to my Midori. If you've got any flip throughs of yours or videos on yours or anything like that, please leave me a comment below, because I'm soaking everything up about the Midori like a sponge at the moment, and I want to go and look at blog posts and videos and all that sort of stuff and see what you guys are doing with yours. So there we go. There we go. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.